This program is brought to you by the Vegetarian Society of Hawaii, a nonprofit organization dedicated to sharing with the community the many benefits of a vegetarian diet. 3 monthly meetings include vegetarian experts found locally and on the mainland, quick and easy cooking demonstrations, and healthful and delicious food samples. Members enjoy an informative quarterly newsletter, social activities, and discounts at many vegetarian-friendly restaurants and health food stores. For an application, call 944-8344. That's 944-8344. Or visit our website at www.vsh.org. vsh.org.
Balancing act tonight. Our speaker tonight is Arakaki in the red shirt. She's the Vegetarian Society recording secretary. She's been an active volunteer for a number of years. She's a decade-long vegetarian and will soon complete her studies at UH Manoa in dietetics, which is a program within the Department of Food and Nutrition. And her goal is to become a registered dietitian. She has a son who she's raised from birth as a vegetarian, and she has a husband who she has converted to vegetarianism quite a long time ago, actually. And that's been a wonderful conversion as well. She's a past presenter for VSH, and she enjoys spreading the vegetarian message through cooking demonstrations. She's conducted classes for churches and other groups, and has worked with the vegan lifestyle clinic at Kaiser Permanente, directed by VSH founding member Dr. William Harris, who's filming our presentation tonight. So, welcome here to the floor.
Thank you very much, Alita. Our goal tonight is to have some fun together, enjoy some good food, and to fellowship with some other people that are vegetarians or would like to learn more about vegetarianism. And I'm hoping that you guys can share some ideas with me as well. What we're going to be doing is talking about how to stay vegetarian when you're traveling. Sometimes it can be a little bit challenging. And I certainly don't have all the answers. I'm just going to share a few tips with you. And maybe there are some of you in the audience while we're talking. If you have something that you'd like to share that hasn't been mentioned, please feel free. We'll have a little time when you guys can share some ideas as well. So when we're going to talk a little bit about traveling. Then we're going to present some salads because not everybody travels to the mainland in the summer. However, a lot of people do go to potlucks or to the beach, and so I'm going to show you some main dish salads that you can take that you can be proud of, that are nutritious, and things that you can share with other people and maybe show them that vegetarian eating can be quite tasty and fun. So we'll do that, and then we'll each have some chance to enjoy the food, so that'll be something to look forward to. So please feel free to ask questions. This is very casual, and we just want to enjoy ourselves and have a good time. Now, I assume everybody got this handout. On the outside, we have, this is an older, I got this from the Vegetarian Times magazine. It's not a real recent edition, so it's not the most current. As you can see, Madina pointed out how the French fries, they show them as vegan, and you may have seen in the press how they were using beef in the oil, and that's going to do these days with the French fries at McDonald's. But it is good to know that there are some choices that you can take from fast food restaurants. Myself, I'm a Taco Bell bean burrito, leave off the cheese. That's my favorite, and my son's as well. But there are options, and so that's just something for you to look over. Now, when you're going to start a trip, the first thing that you're going to have to deal with is the airplane ride. Now, you have two choices. You can either order a special meal, and then you're at the mercy of the airline, hoping that it gets there and that it's something that you do want to eat, or you can bring something yourself to eat. And I have a few suggestions. Elaine French is a flight attendant for United, so she has thoroughly researched exactly which fresh vegetables are allowed on the airplane when you're flying west. Those are greens, carrots, celery, legumes. So you can make a little salad, bring your own dressing. That would be a nice option. You can also bring white potatoes, cooked or raw. Now, I used to be a flight attendant for Northwest, and our favorite food was to bring a potato, and we'd throw it in the ovens. Once we had served the meals to the passengers, the ovens are empty. And it takes about an hour. And I'm sure a flight attendant would, if you're on a long flight, I'm sure they'd be more than happy to throw your potato in the oven for you. And then you can bring a little salsa or a little dressing or something and throw that on there, and you have a nice, fresh, hot potato. Everybody on the airplane will be jealous. So that's an option. White potatoes are allowed either cooked or raw, so you could also cook it beforehand and just wrap it in foil, bring it that way. Also, sweet potatoes are allowed, but cooked only. Now, another option on the airplane are these dehydrated meals. I got these at Down to Earth. And the flight attendants do have a hot water dispenser on the airplane. It's no problem for them to go and get you a little cup of hot water, or even for you to bring this over and fill it with hot water. So this is a nice option. Here's rice and pasta pilaf. It's chicken flavor, but it's vegetarian. But maybe you're going to be flying all night and you'd like something nice, warm cereal in the morning. Here's an oatmeal with 4 grains. You could use that. So those are a couple of options. And then you can always bring snack foods such as dried fruits, granola, trail mix, things like that. Sometimes you have to be careful. Those can be a little high fat, but those are options as well. You can make up a batch of cookies like the ones I'm going to be showing you later. Again, you have to, moderation is the key word there. But those are some suggestions for the airplane. When you're going to restaurants, the same rules will apply as when you're eating at home, going to a restaurant. You can always ask for special, the chef to make something to your order, leave out the oil, leave out the cheese. But if you have a little time to research, in your handout, I've given you some websites that are very helpful. You can put in the city that you're going to go to. Here's one. This is the website for this page right here. Put in the city you're going to go to, and it'll give you all the strictly vegetarian restaurants, the ones that have vegetarian options. Maybe they're not totally vegetarian, however, they have options. It'll give you lists of natural food stores. So if you want to do a little shopping when you're there, very, very helpful. Also, they're on the back here. There's some other websites that are very helpful. You can get on a chat list to talk to other people. Have you been to this city? What are my options there? Really, a lot of very good information. Dr. McDougall has trips featuring totally vegetarian food once a year, maybe twice, going on exotic places, and all the food is according to the McDougall guide. There's a lot of different options. There's vegetarian bed and breakfast. So if you could just take a little time to research on the internet, that's a really good idea before you go on your trip. Now, let's say you're staying in a hotel. I got a really good idea from Elaine French, and this Jim, you'll like this. If you could bring one of those little rice cookers, they don't take up a whole lot of space in your suitcase. And what you can do is put in your rice, your brown rice, then maybe 7 to 10 minutes before the rice is done. It's very easy now to buy the vegetables at the stores. They're already cut up and pre-washed, so you don't have to be chopping things up in your hotel room. You throw in some vegetables just so they steam nicely, throw in a can of beans, and you can buy a lot of nice sauces, like a Thai peanut sauce or something at the store. So for very little effort, you can eat very inexpensively out of your hotel room as well. The dehydrated foods would be another thing. And then once you get to your destination, you can buy salad greens and fruits and bagels and things like that. So you have more options. And my husband and I were just on a vacation and found that most cities are pretty vegetarian friendly. We didn't have too many troubles. Now, another thing you may encounter is staying with family and friends. Now, this can be a little more challenging. Nobody in my family, for example, is vegetarian. When I was first raising my son, I used to send a box of food before I would go because there were certain foods that I wanted to make sure that he had, and things weren't as available at the normal stores like they are now. Now, when I go and visit, it seems like I can find most of the things we need just at the normal grocery stores. One thing that is very helpful, I think, is if you communicate with the people you're going to be staying with ahead of time. Don't fuss for me, because a lot of people go into anxiety about this. They don't know what to cook for you, and they really feel anxious about it. So what I do when I go to visit my sister, for example, we'll set up like a taco bar or a tortilla bar. And that way everybody can take what they want, and if you don't want to have cheese or sour cream like her kids like, that's fine, you just leave it off. It doesn't make anybody feel uncomfortable, and it's easy to clean up. So we do things like that, salad bars, taco bars, that kind of thing. Or I'll suggest maybe it's better if we eat at a restaurant, and then everybody can choose what they like. Or I'll volunteer to cook. That's another thing you can do. Now, not everybody enjoys doing that. A potluck or a barbecue or something. And rather than go and they may not have anything that you enjoy eating, I like to bring something that encompasses all my nutrients, so you have it right there. Plus, it's a nice way. I like to bring something that's colorful, that has a nice presentation, that's tasty, because that's another way you can plant seeds. And people, they'll think, oh, this vegetarian eating isn't so bad. Look, she looks pretty healthy, got a lot of energy. So you're always planting seeds when you are at potlucks and get-togethers and things with people that aren't vegetarian. We're going to start with the whiz spread. This is, I asked Dick Algier what his favorite recipe was. He does a quick cook, what is the great name of his show? Cook Healthy Fast show. You may have seen him on Channel 5 with Andy TV. Channel 4 with Andy TV.
At 5 o'clock.
At 5 o'clock. You owe me that. But I asked him what his favorite recipe was, and he said it was this whiz spread. He said he makes it every Sunday night. It's a great recipe, and it's very versatile. And I noticed it's in our uncheesed cookbook. It's one of the first recipes. And the reason I like it is because you can bring it to a party or a picnic as a spread with chips or crackers. You can spread it on your bagels in the morning. You can use it as a sandwich filler. It's very low fat. It's nutritious, and it's a great little tasty treat. So that's what we're going to start with. I'm doubling the recipe. So if it looks like we're putting in more than what you're seeing there, that's because I've doubled everything. So you guys better be hungry because we're going to have lots of food. Okay, the first thing is Great Northern beans, and this is 2 cans rather than 1. I prepped everything today because I was doing a number of dishes. But I go a lot faster this way. Uh-oh, I spilled beans. Okay, next we have a half a cup of pimentos. I have already drained them, but you do want to drain them and rinse them off. Next, 6 tablespoons of nutritional yeast. I have 12 tablespoons, and I've already pre-measured, so I can just pour this right in. Just like the cooking show, right? That's how I do it.
Easy.
And they don't ever have to clean up or nothing. I hope my blender can handle this. Okay, next we have 2 to 3 tablespoons of tahini, and I combine that with the mustard. It's right in here. Does everybody, now some of you who are new vegetarians, tahini is a sesame seed puree, and you'll see that in a lot of vegetarian recipes. Sesame seeds are good. They're high in calcium. Okay, then a teaspoon of onion granules. Onion granules. What else? And the salt. And I have both of those in here. Okay, now all we have to do is whip this up. And the lemon juice, thank you very much. That would be a dry thing. 3 tablespoons. Thank you very much. You guys gotta watch this.
Actually, should it be 6?
6 tablespoons. This would be so dry without it. Okay, now let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now put the old blender. Give it a nice orange, cheesy color. Let's see. I'm going to mix this up. Okay, I'm going to put this in the bowl here. See what a nice color it is? So what we're going to do today is we're going to serve this with the taco chips and the rice crackers. So you all get a chance to try this. And this keeps for about a week in the refrigerator. I especially like it on bagels. It's really good on bagels. You can see what a nice orange color came out with the pimento. Okay?
Show the camera.
It's a nice orange color. Okay. So we'll all get a chance to try that a little bit. Okay, great. Next, we are going to make the noodle and white bean salad. Did everybody find that on the recipe? I think you're going to have to flip around to the other side. Oh no, same side, up at the top of the page. We're going to do the noodle and white bean salad. What we started with was a box of spinach fettuccine. This is what I used right here. Brought this down to earth. And I've already pre-cooked the noodles, as you can see. And this is 2 boxes. Then it calls for Great Northern beans, rinse and drain. What I chose to do was, I bought the salad beans because then you have a combination of different nutrients and adds a little more color. So you don't feel like you are tied in to follow the recipe exactly. Use what you have in your cupboard. Substitute things that you enjoy a little better. If you like garbanzo beans, that's fine. You can substitute that. So, we got 2 cans of beans. Then it calls for a cup of blanched julienne carrots and a cup of blanched broccoli florets, along with a half cup of sliced green onions. And I prepared all that earlier today because, as you can see with our setup here, it would be a little cumbersome to do all that now. So I did that earlier. And so you can see this is going to be a really nice, colorful salad. It's going to be a real nice presentation. This salad won't taste, it is supposed to be marinated overnight. But I found that the taste doesn't change that much. But it does give it a chance for the flavors to kind of soak in a little bit. So you can see this is a real healthy salad with beans, the broccoli, the carrots. Very nutritious. Okay, now we want to make our dressing. This dressing, I don't need the blender. Excuse me. Okay, it calls for 3 tablespoons apple cider vinegar. Got this. Okay, so we're going to do 6. Tablespoons of low-sodium soy sauce, so we're going to use 4. Now, it says sesame oil there. I am omitting that. I usually do. That's what the recipe called for, but it's really not necessary. 2, 3, 4. So to keep the fat down, I'm going to omit the sesame oil. That's optional. 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, so I'm going to use 2. So you can see this is real easy to whip up this dressing. It doesn't take much time at all. 3 tablespoons of vegan mayonnaise. I've got this vegan maize. I bought this at Down to Earth for those of you who are new to vegetarian. You always think you bring enough utensils and it never somehow you always forget. Okay, so that's 1. 2. I'm not feeling this totally full. It looks like I'm putting more than mine. 3. 4. I put in a little bit of cayenne pepper. It doesn't spice it up that much. 1 teaspoon, and 4. And we're going to pour this over our ingredients. Put a little brown pepper on top. Toss this a bit. I don't usually add salt, but I did bring my gomaggio. Has anybody heard of gomaggio? It's I learned how to make it from a macrobiotic chef, and what it is toasted sesame seeds, and then you add some sea salt and you grind it up with a mortar and pestle, and that's what the macrobiotic followers use on their food in it. And I like because the sesame seeds add calcium. And because I'm raising a vegetarian son, I'm always concerned that he's not getting enough calcium. So this is one way, by sprinkling the sesame seeds on top, and it's not adding as much salt as if you just use table salt. So it's adding some nutrition, and it's a nice complement to especially Asian dishes.
Mary, could you point out that it's only the unhulled sesame seeds that have more calcium?
The which ones?
The unhulled, the brown
Unhulled,
sesame
yes,
seeds.
you have to buy the unhulled.
Once
Exactly.
you hull them, they lose most of the
Right.
calcium.
In fact, I'll give you, if you're interested, I have my recipe for making gomaggio like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I keep my gomaggio in a little container like this, and this is what we use at home for seasoning our food. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit on top here. Because it's just fun. I like doing things myself. Okay. Then I'm going to use a little bit of freshly ground pepper. And I'm going to top this with a little bit of broccoli sprouts. So there you have it. Broccoli sprouts. Salad, Amy Proud. Very easy to make. Quite healthy.
Show the camera.
Very nutritious, healthy. It's a full meal right here. Something you can make for lunch. You can make it up on the weekend and take it for lunch. When you eat this at home, it's nice to put it over a bed of greens. Then you even add more nutrition. You're really completing the meal then. So when you're at home, put a nice bed of greens down and then put the salad on top, and there you have it. A very nice, complete meal. This is something you can take to the beach, take to a potluck, and I think everybody will enjoy it. So we'll try that one later. Okay, next. Now we're going to make the new potato and bean salad with pumpkin dressing. I prepped it beforehand, huh? Maybe sitting here all night while I'm cutting potatoes. You guys are doing what? Okay, so this is on the other side, lower part of the page. What I did is I pre-cooked the potatoes. It says to steam them, but because I was doing a larger quantity, my steamer isn't that big, so I just boil the potatoes. You leave the skins on, and if you can't find new potatoes, the red or the Yukon Gold will do just fine in this salad. Then I boiled the green beans as well because I was using a larger amount. Then you add chili beans, or you can add kidney beans, whichever, but either way, you rinse them and drain them prior. And so we'll add the beans now. So in here I've got the potatoes, I've got green beans, and also when I went to the store today, you know how red peppers can be very expensive at times. So I decided not to buy the red peppers because I had some nice roasted peppers at home. I bought a jar of roasted peppers. So I use those in the salad instead. And so I just chop those up nicely. And they add nice color to the salad, and they're a good source of vitamin C as well. So what I did here to add more color is I used 1 can of pinto beans with chili sauce, which I drained off, but it still has a little hint of the spice, which I like in the salad. And then I also use kidney beans, so it adds a little more color. So, add the beans. Beans are an important part of a vegetarian diet, so I wanted to show you some ways that you can easily include beans. Okay, well, we're ready to make the dressing. You'll notice before we get too far along, on the other side of your internet addresses, I gave you a recipe for pumpkin soup. The reason I did this recipe calls for only 1/4 can of pumpkin. And you guys are never going to go buy the pumpkin because you're going to have the rest of the pumpkin sitting there. So I gave you a recipe. You can use the rest of the pumpkin in this soup. Okay? So you have no excuses now. You're not going to buy the pumpkin. This is a delicious soup. Okay. So what I've done here is I have already combined the pumpkin with the miso. And I doubled the recipe. Okay. Then we need 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, so we're going to use more. Dijon mustard, so I'm doubling it. I'm looking at the lemon juice. Thank you, Brian. Thank you.
Teamwork.
I think I need to hire him as a You get to have 3 cookies. So 2 more, right? I have to say math isn't my best. It does go beyond that. Okay. Moving along, now we need the Dijon mustard, and it'll be 1 tablespoon. Garlic, chop it. I didn't chop it too fine going in the blender. Ooh, it's strong. Okay, that's it. Did I leave anything off? You guys have to eat. Yeah, I did the lemon.
On the recipe it says 2 cloves.
Oh, 2 cloves garlic. See, that was just a catch there. Yeah, the seed. You're paying attention. 2 cloves what? Okay, let's make sure we got everything. Okay, just this, then we garnish. Pour this over. You'll have to ask my husband. He's in the back. He's taught me everything I know about this food.
It's a little lighter and sweeter tasting than the darker miso.
It hasn't been fermented as long as that.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Okay. So that is the dressing. This is another colorful salad. Got a really nice taste. It's healthy and nutritious. And this tastes really good on greens. It's so nice now you can go to the store and buy everything all the organic greens already cut up. No, I mean fresh lettuce, spinach. Yeah, I mean, yeah. You know how you can buy those nice bags of organic greens now? They're all, nice arrangement. Put those down on your plate and then put this on top. It's real nice.
That too. All kinds of options. Steamed greens would probably be good too.
Steamed greens would probably be very good too. Sure. For the garnishes, I have toasted almonds. Nice crunchy. And then I chose cilantro as a nice complement for this particular salad. So I'm going to put on a little bit of the fresh ground pepper. Sprinkle on a little bit of oregano.
Magic ingredients.
What's that?
The secret ingredient.
That's my secret. And then we'll sprinkle on some. And that's it. So there we have salad number 2. See, this is another nice presentation, nice colors, very healthy. Okay. We'll all get a chance to try that very soon. Very nice. Okay, I chose one more salad because for those of you that think that mixing this is just too much trouble, mixing up your own dressing, I want you to know that you don't have to do that. There are a lot of healthy choices in the ready-made dressings. So the last salad that I'm going to prepare is very, very simple, and you really don't have to mix anything up. All you have to do is make your pasta and cut your veggies. Very easy. Okay, so the next salad that we'll be doing is the spaghetti salad. And I really got carried away in the pasta here, so you can see. I hope you guys are hungry. Okay, before we go on, some people don't prefer to make everything from scratch, and others need a quick and easy method. So what I did is I put in a recipe for tofu mayonnaise. If you'd like to try that, you can use that in any of these recipes, okay? And it lasts about a week in the refrigerator, similar to the spread that we made. So you can try that, make that at home. All you do is throw everything in the blender and whip it up. So that's an option if you don't want to buy the veganese. And then I also included a couple of dressings that you could use on this salad if you don't want to buy the store dressing. But I did want to show you that you don't have to be a chef to make something nice to share with your friends. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to have this rinse real quick. Okay, for this recipe, what you do is you take your salad dressing, you buy this vegetable soup mix, and you dehydrate it into the salad dressing. Then what you do is you just chop up your vegetables. Now, I didn't quite follow the recipe because when I was at the store, I saw they had marinated artichoke hearts packed in water were on sale. So I thought, oh, that would be very nice in this salad, and they'll give it a little more of a Mediterranean flavor. So I chose today where I'm going to add tomatoes. I add capers, which are just the little buds off a plant. They're very popular in Mediterranean dishes. I have black olives, not quite as many as on the salad here because I wanted to keep the fat down. And then we'll be using, then I also have green pepper in here. So let's do our dressing first. All you do, take your whole bottle here, very easy. This is Pritikin Zesty Italian dressing, fat-free. I bought this at Down to Earth. And we're going to use both, because we have a double batch, I'm going to use both bottles. Actually, you would, I'm only putting one packet of this mix in. Actually, you normally do two, but I forgot to buy an extra one. This is fantastic soup and dip recipe mix. I bought this at Down to Earth. If you're shopping at the other grocery stores, Knorr has one. But it does have hydrogenated oils in it, whereas this fantastic brand doesn't, so I prefer to use this one. Okay, mix that up. Okay, then I'm going to divide my vegetables between these two pasta dishes here. See how easy this is? Couldn't be easier. Of course, you didn't see all the time I spent in the kitchen. And this is another one that really tastes better the next day after it's had a chance to marinate. This as well as the one with the fettuccine base. They really taste delicious. Day number 2. Okay, so I'm just going to divide. This was a very easy salad. Again, it's a nice color, nice presentation, and it's real tasty. This again would be nice on greens, or nice with eggplant, or yeah, a lot of different things. Okay, so that completes our salads. Now I did make one other little treat for you guys. I think I am a cookie connoisseur. I'm always in search of the best cookie. This cookie, I found this recipe in Vegetarian Times. The woman won, there was a contest, and this cookie recipe came in number 2. Now, I know that it is not normally the policy to use recipes that have added oil in them. However, this is, for a cookie recipe, it's pretty low fat, and I use canola oil, which has omega-3 fatty acids. So I did add the oil, and so for those of you that prefer no added oils, there is oil in the cookies. It's a delicious, tasty cookie, and the kids love them. And I feel good about serving these to my children or their friends because, as you can see, they're quite healthy with soy nut butter, soy milk. They're called triple soy cookies. They have whole wheat flour and carob chips. They called for chocolate chips, but I substituted vegan carob chips. So they are really a tasty treat, and they're a nice thing to bring to a picnic or a potluck, especially when there's going to be kids, because they really love these cookies. So we all have our treats now and then. Look at these! And I made plenty. I don't want to go home with it. Okay. Now. Okay, I just, before we end, when I was in Omaha, I talked to a little friend of mine to come and do a little poem for you. So I have a little friend. My name's Pork Pig, and I'd like to do a poem for you. When you go to a party or journey from your home, for vegetarian cuisine you must roam. This is no time to let down your guard when they're grilling my friends in your friend's yard. Take pride in your choice to eat plant-based foods. Don't worry about appearing stuffy or rude. You will be admired for your healthy glow, for making a stand and are not afraid to say no. Oh, sure, there's a few that'll call you a dork. But frankly, I love you for not eating pork. Yeah, figures, that's all. So let the feast begin. Thank you very much for allowing me to share my recipe.
Thank you, Mary, for all your hard work and for a wonderful presentation. Now for us to enjoy Mary's offerings. Thank you.
This program is brought to you by the Vegetarian Society of Hawaii, a nonprofit organization dedicated to sharing with the community the many benefits of a vegetarian diet. 3 monthly meetings include vegetarian experts found locally and on the mainland, quick and easy cooking demonstrations, and healthful and delicious food samples. Members enjoy an informative quarterly newsletter, social activities, and discounts at many vegetarian-friendly restaurants and health food stores. For an application, call 944-8344. That's 944-8344, or visit our website at www.vsh.org. vsh.org.